Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm just getting my camera reset here so I can see everybody. I hope everybody's doing really well out there this beautiful Friday evening here in our fair city, wherever that may be. Let me just arrange that here. I think you can see me. Let's go down this a little bit more. And then I can... Whoops, still a little tight. Let me just widen it out. There we go. And a little pointy downy. Oops, pointy uppy. I think that should do it. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to our Family Shabbat, coming to you live from the Cantorial Suite in beautiful Claremont, California. Hope you're all doing well. I'm just going to check to make sure our Facebook feed. Ooh, everybody's watching me. Let's see if I'm actually on. There I am. Very cool. So we're going to start out with a couple of warm-up Shabbat songs. Rabbi Kupitz will not be with us tonight. He and his wonderful wife, Karen, are celebrating their wedding anniversary this weekend. So we let them... Take a small break, but they'll be back with us next week. And Rabbi and Karen both wanted me to say Shabbat Shalom to all of you. So let's start with a little Hine Matov. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. We oh oh we oh oh we oh 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 we oh 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 we oh oh oh. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this lovely day. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. We oh oh we oh oh we oh 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 we oh 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 we oh 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 we oh oh we oh oh we oh 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 we oh. Matov again. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim. Take it up. Clap your hands out there. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, yabby babby babby bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, yabby babby babby bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Well, if you just joined us, we wish you Shabbat Shalom. It's great to have you here. It's great to be here. As I mentioned, Rabbi won't be with us tonight, but we'll carry on, I think, quite well. And first thing that we do as we move to really welcome Shabbat in is we light our Shabbat candles. We kindle our Shabbat lights. And while it's not directly connected with the mitzvahs kindling Shabbat candles, our Torah portion this week does talk about the importance of lighting the lights, and we can take that to mean to make sure that we are the ones who bring light to others, who bring meaning, who bring happiness, who bring joy. So let's do that this weekend, okay? Let's make sure we go out there and we bring joy into the world. So if you have your own Shabbat candles, I invite you to go over by them. I'm going to light mine right behind me here, and I will be back with you in 1 second, okay? So we make 3 circles with our hands, bringing the light of Shabbat to us, one for our friends, one for our families, and one for all the people in the world. And we say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kineshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Welcome to Shabbat. And we welcome the Shabbat in another beautiful way with a song called Lecha Dodi. Come, my good friend, and let us greet the Sabbath Queen. The Sabbath Queen is pictured in our imaginations as if she were a bride coming into our community. So let's everybody close our eyes and picture a beautiful bride all dressed in white. And here she comes. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabla. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabla. now that the Sabbath bride is here, we can begin the core part of our service, which always begins with a prayer called Baruch Hu. So I'm going to call out Baruch Hu, and that's your invitation to join with me when we say Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. And it goes like this. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Ya ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. And I actually made a little mistake. I used the second line from the Shema. So I'm going to sing Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach, and then you all get to say Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. And that is your way of saying, yes, Cantor Paul, you're right. God is worthy of being blessed. So let's bless him together. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Together. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam chance to connect everything in all of creation. The oneness that exists is, we think, the oneness of God, that God is in each and every one of us and in each and everything in our world. So we say together, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. That's the line. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed, that I said before. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. So our tradition teaches us that each and every service, in the morning and in the evening, we are to recall Litziat Mitzrayim, which is the Hebrew words that mean the exodus from Egypt, the going out from Egypt, the going out from our bondage to freedom, to the freedom that we certainly enjoy here today in our country. In our wonderful country, whose veterans we honor this weekend coming up with Memorial Day. So we want to say a special thank you to them. But Michamocha means who is like you, O God? Who is like you? Awesome, awesome God. What could be more awesome than God, right? So I think many of you know this. You can actually do the finger snaps because it's hard for me to do when I'm playing guitar. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedarba kodesh, nora tehilot osei feleh. I guess I squeezed one in there. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedarba kodesh. מלכותך ראו בניך, פוגע לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי אנו, ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך מיילים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. נורא תהילות עושה פלא. נורא תהילות עושה פלא. So I invite everybody now to take a big deep breath. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Don't forget to let it out. Because now it comes to the moment where we remember all of those who came before us, all of our ancestors. Not only our own parents or our grandparents or our great-grandparents, but all the way back through history, all the way to the days of Abraham and Sarah. That's a long time ago. Although it's not as long as you think, really. It's probably, if we count each one of our family levels, like father, grandfather, great-grandfather, as a generation, all the way back to Abraham isn't that long. It's only, probably around 175 generations. But in years, it's still pretty long. So we'll start out with the words, Adonai Svatai Tiftach, oh God, open my lips so my mouth can declare your praise, to thank you, so I can pray to you with all my heart. And then we'll sing our avot prayer, our prayer for our ancestors and how grateful we are for all that they have done for us. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips so that I may pray to you with all my heart. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. So now, as we prepare to read or to hear a story, we sing our Torah song, our Eitz Chaim song. It is a tree of life to all who hold fast to it. Eitz Chaim hi lemachaziki ba v'tomchecha me'ushar. Eitz Chaim hi lemachaziki ba v'tomchecha me'ushar. Everybody sing shalom with me. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those who are fast to it. All of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who are fast to it. All who embrace it are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Well, once again, Shabbat Shalom. In case you've just joined us, I'm Cantor Paul, here solo today. But I wanted to share with you one of my favorite stories. It's about a very special bird, and it's called A Palace of Bird Beaks. Ooh, that sounds interesting. There once was a king named Solomon who was known throughout the world for his wisdom. Why, he could command the winds and the birds to come whenever he called them. I wish I had that kind of luck with my dogs. He even knew the language of every bird and animal on earth. Now it so happened that King Solomon's wife was soon to have a birthday. The king asked her what gift she would like. "Oh, I would like something that no other queen on earth has ever had," she said. "Build me a palace of bird beaks." What? Out of love for his wife, Solomon answered, "You shall have it, my dear. A palace of bird beaks shall be yours." Then King Solomon called forth all the birds in the world, all the birds in the world, and ordered them to come to his palace, prepared to give up their beaks. Before even a day had gone by, thousands of birds filled the sky, beating their wings and swooping down to the palace. All came: the strong eagle, the tiny hummingbird, the bluebird, the mockingbird, and every bird that lived on earth. The birds were not happy with having to give up their beaks, though, but what could they do? They were among the smallest creatures in the kingdom. Soon every bird had flocked to the palace except for one, a bird called a hoopoe, a little bird with colorful feathers and a fine pointed beak. As time passed and it did not arrive, the king became angry. "Fetch the hoopoe and bring it here," he shouted to his servants. "Let it be punished for failing to obey the king." At last the hoopoe was brought before the king. "Where have you been?" King Solomon demanded. "Why have you kept me waiting?" "Oh, please, your majesty, do not be angry with me," said the hoopoe. "I've been flying to the ends of the earth. I've seen the gardens, forests, oceans, deserts, and from all that I have seen, I have gained much wisdom, so that I may serve you well. Punish me if you must, but first give me a chance to prove that I've not been just flying lazily around. Let me ask you 3 riddles. If you can answer correctly, then do what you will with me. But if there is even one of them that you cannot answer, then please spare my life." The other birds gasped. How shocked they were that a bird dared to bargain with the king. But King Solomon admired this bold little creature, and he accepted the challenge. "Very well," he said. "Ask your riddles. After all, how can your wisdom be compared to the wisdom of a king?" So the hoopoe spoke, and I'm going to use my special hoopoe voice, okay?
This is the first riddle. Tell me, your majesty, who is it who was never born and has never died?
The king did not even pause to think. "The Lord of the world, blessed be God," he said at once. And as he spoke, King Solomon thought, "The Lord of the world who created all creatures to be free." The hoopoe continued.
Here is the second riddle. Tell me, your majesty, what water never rises from the ground and never falls from the sky?
King Solomon smiled, for he knew the answer. "The answer is a tear," he said, "a tear that falls from an eye that cries with sadness." And as he finished answering, King Solomon looked around and saw all the birds stretched out before him, waiting sadly and helplessly for their beaks to be cut off. The king too was saddened, and a tear came to his eye. Now a strange thing happened. Although King Solomon was certain that his wisdom was perfect, for just a moment it occurred to him that perhaps he had done a foolish thing in agreeing to build a palace of bird beaks. Then the hoopoe spoke again, and this time it trembled, for it only had one riddle left, only one more chance to save itself. Your Majesty,
what is it that is delicate enough to put food in a baby's mouth, yet strong enough to bore holes in the hardest wood.
It did not take King Solomon long to reply. "Why, a bird's beak," he asked. "Of course," he answered. And looking around at the great gathering of birds, he realized how special those creatures were and how very precious their beaks were to them. Meanwhile, the hoopoe bowed his head.
"Punish me as you will, your majesty, for you have answered my 3 riddles."
And it waited in silence to hear the harsh punishment of the king. But the king was smiling. "Dear hoopoe," he announced in a loud voice so that all the birds could hear, "I am known throughout the world for my wisdom, yet you are the one who is truly wise. You have shown me that a king should never be too proud to admit that he has made a mistake. I have decided not to build a palace of bird beaks after all." At this, the birds wanted to flap their wings in joy, but they did not dare to interrupt the king. "For your wisdom you shall be rewarded, not punished," said King Solomon. He called forth the royal jeweler and bade him make the bird a small crown, much like the crown that he himself, the king, wore upon his head. And when the crown was finished, King Solomon placed it upon the head of the hoopoe. So it is that to this day, the hoopoe wears a crown on its forehead to remind all the birds who see it of the reward of King Solomon and the wisdom of the bird who saved their beaks. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Or, better known, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. Shabbat candles are burning bright. Shabbat candles are burning bright. Shabbat candles burning bright. Let us know it's a Friday night. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. Shabbat Challah is good to eat. Shabbat Challah so good to eat. Shabbat Challah, it's good to eat. It's a special Shabbat treat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. With Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. Shabbat day is my favorite day. Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. It's the day I get to say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all my friends. So how about if all my friends get together with all of their family so we can have our special Shabbat blessing before we say Shabbat Shalom for the last time for our little group tonight. Take another deep breath. I think we need it. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Yair Adonai panav velecha v'chuneka. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha. V'yasem lecha shalom, shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. We look forward to seeing some of you, all of you, if you want to join us tomorrow night at 7:30 for Havdalah. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday weekend together. I don't really have many more announcements other than those of you who are interested in perhaps enrolling children in our soon-to-become Tree of Life Children's Center, the new name for our TBI preschool. Please contact Teacher Deborah still in the office and let her know that. We also have a summer program. I think might have some openings, although I'm not sure. I also want to mention to you Camp Gan Shalom, the Jewish community, our Jewish Federation's day camp that will be making a return to TBI this summer after a couple of weeks in Pasadena. So check all those things out. If you need some help or some financial support, please don't hesitate to call the office, and especially Rabbi Kupitz, who does provide campership support for each one of our children who go to Jewish summer camp. And with that, I will just say, Lehitraot. We look forward to seeing you again real soon. Shabbat Shalom.